Within the ancient traditions of India and the East, there exists a concept that a man's essence is vital energy is not merely biological but spiritual, a sacred current known as ojas in Sanskrit and Jing in Taoist philosophy. Both refer to the subtle foundation of vitality, mental clarity, and spiritual illumination. Modern science, while not using the same terminology, acknowledges a similar principle in the conservation and transmutation of energy, how restraint, focus, and delayed gratification alter neurochemical balance and sharpen awareness. Semen retention, in this context, is not simply an act of withholding. It is an act of harnessing, the conscious redirection of life force from instinctual expression toward creative and cognitive mastery. When a man sits upon his inner throne, it means that he governs his impulses instead of being governed by them, ruling over the kingdom of his mind with discipline rather than indulgence. Ancient sages described the human being as a triad of body, PRA, and consciousness. The body is the vessel, PRA, the current of life, and consciousness, the ruler who must learn to direct both. In this view, vital fluids are repositories of refined energy, the densest form of PRA, condensed into matter. By allowing this force to dissipate endlessly through sensory or indulgent habits, the system becomes weakened, not merely physically, but energetically and mentally. Modern neuroscience parallels this in the concept of dopamine fatigue. When pleasure is repeatedly sought and easily obtained, the brain's reward system desensitizes, reducing motivation, focus, and resilience. Thus, semen retention represents the ancient understanding of neurochemical balance, is the resetting of the brain's pleasure circuitry through conscious restraint, leading to greater sensitivity, drive, and inner stability. Taoist masters used to speak of DJing as the seed of longevity, suggesting that when conserved and refined through breath, meditation, and moral clarity, it ascends the body's inner channels, transforming into key energy and eventually Shen spirit. Though metaphorical, modern biochemistry recognizes a comparable idea in the conservation of metabolic and hormonal resources. Restraint and discipline promote endocrine balance, reduced stress, and improved focus. This harmony allows energy to be reallocated from compulsive behaviors toward higher cognitive pursuits. The inner throne is this alchemical seat of command within consciousness where instinct and intellect reconcile. When one preserves this energy, it is not repressed. It is transmuted, circulating upward through the nervous system, enriching creativity, intuition, and calm authority. In ancient India, brahmacharya, often misunderstood as mere celibacy, was actually the disciplined channeling of energy in alignment with higher purpose. A brahmachari was not a person fleeing desire, but one who mastered its current, guiding it toward wisdom, compassion, and creation. This mastery was regarded as the cornerstone of inner strength and charisma. For the stored ojas refined through meditation and noble conduct was said to radiate as magnetism, influence, and vitality. Modern psychology observes a similar transformation. Self-control increases confidence, and confidence amplifies social and creative presence. In a distracted world, the man who guards his focus and cultivates calm intensity becomes extraordinary, because he stands in contrast to the chaos of overstimulation that consumes the modern psyche. To fortify the inner throne is to recognize that energy leaks are not limited to physical dissipation. They occur through mental distraction, emotional overreactions, and sensory overload. Every thought, every glance, every indulgent habit that fragments attention weakens the subtle reservoir of ojas. Science today calls this cognitive load or decision fatigue, where constant engagement with trivial stimuli drains willpower and clarity. The sages simply expressed it poetically: where attention flows, energy goes. Semen retention, in its true essence, becomes a training ground for a broader principle: the economy of life force. When one learns to conserve vital energy in one aspect, the same discipline radiates across every dimension of life, enhancing emotional stability, mental coherence, and purpose. The modern individual lives under a constant assault of sensory temptation, engineered to hijack attention and exploit desire. The ancients faced nature. We face algorithms. Yet the principle remains timeless. Those who cannot master their impulses become subjects of them. Neuroscientists note that compulsive gratification diminishes prefrontal control, the very region responsible for decision-making and long-term planning. Ancient yogis said the same through myth. The uncontrolled mind drags the soul like wild horses pulling a broken chariot. Fortifying the inner throne, therefore, is not ascetic denial but neuropsychological sovereignty, the integration of impulse under the rule of awareness. To sit upon that throne requires ritual, reflection, and refinement. In yogic science, jima, breath control, and meditation were techniques to redirect sexual energy upward, stabilizing the nervous system and synchronizing hemispheric brain activity. Taoists achieved this through microcosmic orbit meditation, circulating energy through internal meridian. Modern equivalents are mindfulness, focused breathing, and flow state training, all proven to enhance coherence between heart rhythm and brain waves. leading to elevated emotional balance and creativity. Retention, when combined with such practices, becomes the philosophical art of transforming raw instinct into awakened intelligence. As this transformation deepens, one perceives that the true external drain is not merely biological, it is existential. It is the leakage of purpose through distraction, the surrender of awareness to lower frequencies of thought. Every advertisement that provokes lust, every comparison that breeds envy, every instant gratification that dulls patience, all are subtle siphons of vitality. Ancient philosophies called this Maya, the veil of illusion that disperses consciousness into fragmentation. The act of guarding one's vital essence, therefore, is symbolic of guarding one's inner kingdom from invasion by noise and illusion. It is psychological minimalism rooted in sacred discipline. Modern physiology provides the grounding lens to this ancient insight. Studies on willpower, meditation, and delayed gratification reveal measurable shifts in neurotransmitters and neural pathways when one practices restraint. Dopaminergic balance restores motivation. Testosterone stabilizes. Serotonin enhances mood, and neuroplasticity improves learning. When the system is not constantly drained by overstimulation, energy naturally ascends toward higher-order functions, planning, empathy, and creativity. Ancient texts would say the OAS rises to the crown, illuminating perception. Science would say the brain achieves coherence, enabling clarity and emotional intelligence. Two languages, one truth. Conservation breeds concentration, and concentration births transformation. Ultimately, the inner throne is not a seat of suppression but of sovereignty. It is the quiet power that emerges when a man becomes master of his energy, his emotions, and his attention. To fortify it is to align with nature's deepest law that energy, when consciously directed, refines itself into intelligence and purpose. The one who preserves his essence, who rules his senses, who channels desire into creation, becomes not hollow but whole. He no longer chases stimulation because he has become the source of it. In the stillness of discipline, his presence radiates strength. In the calm of restraint, his words carry gravity. Semen retention, then, is not a commandment, but a compass, a reminder that within each human being lies a throne of immense power, waiting to be claimed through awareness, balance, and mastery. Before we conclude, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to drop your location in the comments. I'd love to know where you are watching from. And if you ever have any questions, join our Telegram channel where we interact directly and help each other grow. The link is in the description. Please share video to your dear one. Have a powerful day.